In the wake of any new purported Sasquatch footage or image release, there are some who immediately embrace its authenticity without due consideration, and then there are others who immediately reject it, also without due consideration. The same occurred 12 years ago with the Jacobs figure, a trail camera capture that shows a 100% obvious juvenile Sasquatch that many, including Dr. Meldrum himself, instantly labeled a bear, even though the limb-to-torso ratios fall far outside the bear range and fall perfectly within the primate range. This figure turned out to be about 4 feet tall, just a little smaller than the Vermont tree climber in my documentary. Within our so-called community, it's apparently just a stubborn iron law that even genuine Sasquatch visual captures will be scorned by a vocal minority. A minority that, furthermore, often seeks to denigrate sincere researchers and even to cancel them by branding them with that scarlet letter H. Nathan Rio faced this too, viciously attacked, his family threatened, and he left the field as a result. Me? I'm not going anywhere. I'm just getting started. What follows are a bunch of reasons that the juvenile Sasquatch at the end of my documentary is not, as some are maintaining, a North American porcupine. Thank you for watching.
When threatened, it bristles, showing off an area on its backside where the quills are the densest, called the rosette.
He's going to keep his back towards me because that's his weapon.
Probably the most clear and distinct difference just comes down to climbing style. You can scour the internet and you'll always find the porcupines climb a tree the same way, with this jerky little movement, first their front legs, then pulling their back legs up behind, and then pushing off with those back legs. Never will you see a porcupine with long legs stand taller on those legs and then place its knees against the tree and hoist itself up using its upper arms. It just doesn't happen that way. In my footage, where is the back leg that a porcupine always uses? It's just not there. What is there are his two lower legs below the knee that are sliding up along the trunk of the tree. These that some see as a tail, but apparently thin, flat, and without quills. Now pay special attention here as the subject's upper body emerges up into the moonlight, and he or she twice reaches around the tree with the left hand. Once, twice. A climbing maneuver not practiced by porcupines, but definitely practiced by primates. Yeah, don't ask me why the Vermont subject is not using his legs at the bottom. It's weird. But obviously by this point, the legs are in use. Otherwise he or she would not be free to reach around like this. As we've already seen, porcupines don't wrap their hands and arms around a tree, but rather use their claws to grip the bark in front of their bodies as they climb. But wait now, what's this? The smoking gun? It must be the porcupine's tail hanging down. Well, first of all, if it were a porcupine tail, it wouldn't be so thin and straight-edged, showing no quills. And secondly, porcupine tails do not have a joint. What we're seeing here is the effect of moonlight. The moon was above and to the left, and it's illuminating the left side of the subject's left leg, making it look thinner, because the right side of the left leg is in shadow. You can see the uniformity of the thickness until you get way up right below those first limbs. It's 8 inches. I've got plans for these guys in just a couple minutes. Some people have commented that such a large creature couldn't be up in the top of such a small apple tree. Well, I wondered about that too, so I'm checking in. They're very sturdy middle trunks, 2 of them, and a pretty sturdy third one going up. So he or she could easily have held onto those with a foot and reached the top of the trees with the rest of its body, and I wouldn't have seen the foot or the leg kind of stabilizing and propping it up because of all these leaves. But it's very sturdy. There's a crook that he could have stuck his foot in and gotten way high up there without causing any damage. Just about here is where I was. Okay, leaning a little because they're leaning and the tree is leaning. $30.5 plus this thing is 3 inches. The total is 33.5 inches. 2.5 inches shorter than 3 feet. There might be porcupines larger than this, but not much and not many. So our young Sasquatch was just about a foot taller, all crouched with his knees, both knees bent, crouched down. He was about that much taller. That pretty much closes the case as far as I'm concerned. There's just one final puzzler that I'd like to leave you with. What exact portion of the porcupine is this image supposed to represent? Porcupines' heads just aren't situated on their bodies like this. They don't sit on top like this.